He's been trapped in his own mind, but it don't matter. He's got more time for the lover to arrive. If he's still alive, he could be revived, but he's dead inside. And he said it's fine, what a lovely lie. Then he left and said goodnight. Whoa, 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 whoa. That man's wonderland.
Alright, what is up guys? Action VR Addict 112 here, and we are going to be taking a look at the Target exclusive WWE Legends Elite Series 8 Eddie Guerrero. But before I get into this, I don't know who to aim this at, either Mattel or Target, but I want to send either one of them a giant fuck you from Skull Asylum HQ, because they are the fucking worst. This pre-order shit for this series was fucking pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. For some reason, Target broke street date and put these out in October when they were supposed to be put out November 1st. And then it was a big fuck you to all the people that pre-ordered the figures that they wanted months in advance, and they weren't even taken care of. So had I not found this guy at a Target that I decided to go to that I haven't gone to in months, I probably would have been waiting until November 20th or probably sometime mid-December to get this guy in hand. So yeah, a big fuck you to either one of them, whoever is in charge of this pre-order bullshit. And whenever I get Ahsoka, I'm sending a fuck you to either Walmart or Hasbro for that shit, because I am just about done with this pre-order bullshit. Because the purpose of a pre-order is to pre-order, that way you have a spot locked in, so when a figure gets distributed, you already know you're guaranteed to get your copy of that figure sent to you because you paid for it in advance. And somehow this shit just doesn't work. So yeah, whoever fucked up here, yeah, fuck you. But besides that, and me getting my rant out of the way, we're going to take a look at this guy, because this has been one of the figures that I've been anticipating on finding in either the store or getting my hands on, because Eddie Guerrero was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era, so it was Eddie Guerrero, it was John Cena, Shawn Michaels when he returned. I'll probably get some hate mentioning this name, but there was also Chris Benoit at that time. You had people like that, but Eddie was always one of my favorites. The man was ahead of his time in the ring, I feel. And I feel like he was taken from us too soon. He didn't really get, as many highlights in his career as I felt like he should have. And when I saw Mattel was doing a updated Eddie with the True FX, I knew I had to get my hands on him, because, like I said, Eddie was one of my favorites, and in some points he was honestly one of my heroes growing up. And so I was devastated when he passed away back in 2005. And I'm glad that Mattel was able to give us a really solid Eddie figure, because I've always wanted to get an Eddie Guerrero figure, but you try to look on eBay for his previous Legends figure, which is the one that I want them to do at some point. I really want them to do an Ultimate Series version of this figure, and it's the No Way Out, I think it's the No Way Out 2004 Eddie Guerrero from his match with Brock Lesnar when he won the title at No Way Out. I want him in the red tights with, I think he had red boots or he had black boots, but I want the red tights with the Latino heat on the back. I want that attire with the Ultimate Edition articulation. I want him to come with the belt, and if they can, I want him to come with the Mexican flag, because that moment, even to this day, I can go back and watch that moment and still get emotional about it, because I mean, it was a huge win. So, you know, this is just one of those figures that it's like, it, in my collection, it means more than just another figure. This is just something else. Yes, it's a piece of plastic, but there's so much memories built around just this specific figure that it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy to have him, and as an adult to have a figure of Eddie, because I didn't have a figure of him growing up when Jax was doing them. So yeah, with that being said, we'll get into his paint, his sculpt, his articulation, or his accessories and his articulation, and then my final thoughts on them. So with that being said, let's get into this review. Okay, so I haven't done an Elite review in a while, or at least a wrestling figure review in a while. So I'm going to try my best on this one to try to get my points across. So this attire that he's wearing, this is from WrestleMania 20 when he took on Kurt Angle. This was also the same night that two new champions were crowned, one for Raw and one for SmackDown. SmackDown was Eddie Guerrero, and then for Raw it was Chris Benoit. He had won the world title, Big Gold, from Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the triple threat match at WrestleMania 20, and Eddie had won the Undisputed Championship against Kurt Angle in a one-on-one match. And yeah, I think this was the same time that Kurt Angle may have... No, you know what? I think it was the year after that is when he won this back from Brock Lesnar, and then had that match where he tried to do the shooting star press and almost killed himself in the ring. But yeah, my one issue that I have with this figure right now is, why did he not come with this title? Now, I'm telling you this straight up. When you see this figure in the store, he does not have this title. He doesn't have this title. So that's a big issue for me and people that want this figure. So my question is, Mattel, why the fuck did you not give him this title when clearly this figure is from that match that he won that title? Why the fuck did you not give him this title? It's not like you haven't given this title to other figures. You even gave this title to the Legend Series Eddie Guerrero before this one, the previous one that I talked about that I wanted an Ultimate Edition figure of, with the True FX in the face, with the red, gold, and black attire from No Way Out. He came with that title. Brock Lesnar from this Ruthless Aggression era, Brock Lesnar came with this exact title. The American Badass Undertaker came with this exact title. So previous figures have come with this exact Undisputed title. So why the fuck did you not give him this title when you know damn well that this figure should have this title? And it's not like you haven't given, other figures that have worn that you've made figures of that have worn the attires that they've won championships in. I mean, the best example is this figure right here. This is the WrestleMania 34 Kofi Kingston. Or technically it was 35, but this attire, the African heritage attire, is from 34. This is, it is from 34. So this is the exact attire that he wore when he won this belt from Daniel Bryan at MetLife Stadium last year. I should know. I watched that entire pay-per-view. So I got to see him win this title live. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah, why the fuck does he not have this title? I'm genuinely pissed at that. That you guys cheaped out and didn't give him this title. So I'm going to set that aside for right now. And I'm going to move Kofi out of the way. Because I do need to review this figure too. I'm behind on Elite reviews. But yeah, I'm genuinely just pissed about that. So in terms of his paint, I'm genuinely surprised with this because usually I have issues with some of the Elites with their paint. But I have to say, Eddie doesn't have any issues with his paint. At least not that I can see. Hang on. No, I can't see any real... No, hang on. I see one. Okay. So right here on the flame, you can see that little bit of black right there. Let me see. These flames here look fine. Just trying to see. No, the flames on the boots look good. So they don't... well, there's that little thing there. Let me see. Just trying to... look and see if I can find any issues. No, I think it should be fine now. I think just those two little paint boo-boos are probably it. And then there's whatever this is. I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing that's a smudge or something like that. It could be either from this or the paint or this is probably molded in a different color and then painted black. I'm not too sure what that is. But besides that, it seems like those are the only two paint issues. I mean, the paint on his wrist tape and his hand tape seem to be fine. The printing on his face... Now, this was something I would have been really pissed about had they fucked this up. But the printing on the face looks really good. It looks exactly like Eddie. It looks exactly like Eddie. Like, looks exactly like him. Like, that is... Like, when I see that, that is Eddie. And usually they fuck this up when they do figures of people that have passed away. Usually... it's half of the time they do a really good job like here, and then half of the time they fuck it up and it doesn't end up looking like the person that's supposed to. So I'm genuinely happy about the way they did that. And then they did the frosted tips. They did the blonde in his hair. So I'm happy about that. I'm genuinely happy about that. So in terms of his accessories... Oh, and then I should have mentioned this too. I'm going to zoom in and try to show this off. There's that tattoo right there, which I can't really see what it says or what it's supposed to be. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I can't really see what it's supposed to be, but it is a tattoo. Hang on. I don't know why it zoomed in on my hands. I don't want it to zoom. I need you to zoom in on Eddie. Come on now. There we go. I'm trying to get it so that it focuses on whatever this is on his tattoo. So yeah, they got that down. Now in terms of, let me zoom out here. So in terms of his accessories though, he comes with a extra set of hands, and then he comes with the soft goods shirt. The extra hands are just open hands, like open grabbing hands with the wrist tape, which I'm glad that they gave him these hands instead of just giving us fists, because that genuinely annoys the shit out of me. And it seems like they're starting to fix that on the Jeff Hardy figures, because they genuinely just give him the finger gun hands and then they just give him these. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with these? Like, they're just fist hands. Like, I can't, and you can't even swap them out either, because he has such, you know, a unique paint design on his hands for the arm sleeves that it's like, come on, man. So yeah, I'm glad they gave Eddie, like, you know, he can hold a microphone or something. So that's cool. And then they gave him soft goods shirt. This is something I was talking about with Allende about yesterday when we covered the Ringside Fest stuff, is that it seems like they're genuinely starting to do more soft goods. And it's like, the soft goods stuff is possible. It is possible to do soft goods. You know, if the design is too unique, then I get it, that you can just do, you know, hard rubber. But whenever you have shit like this, and I think this came with the Bobby Fish, this shit here, you can just do a fucking soft good shirt of this. Like, there's no reason why this needs to be. And even if you wanted to, you could still do that print on the back of here. You can still put that print on there and it wouldn't get fucked up. Like, it's genuinely just easy to do. I mean, what is it? Shout out to Threadhead, because they sponsor the channel. So yeah, if you're looking for soft good stuff for your figures, check out Threadhead. They are able to do stuff like this. If you ask them to, if you hit them up and you want a shirt and you ask them for like an Undisputed Era shirt and you want the print on the back, they can do the print on the back. So I should know, because the Finn Balor Bullet Club jacket, like, he's right here. You know, I could just grab him. I asked them to do the little Bullet Club logo here and on the back, and they genuinely did do the Bullet Club logo there, and they also did it on the back. So, I mean, if a small company like Threadhead that does soft goods for figures, for wrestling figures, can do that shit, then you can do that shit. And they're a smaller company than Mattel, so yeah, there's no excuses anymore. There's no excuses at all. So yeah, I'm just about done with Mattel and their shit excuses as to, oh, we can't do this because so and so. Like, if other companies can do it, you guys can do it. There's no excuses. But I should have just shown this. So he comes with the shirt that I love. I always loved Eddie's shirt. So it says "I'm Your Papi" on it, which is cool because that was one of the shirts that he wore. He wore the Latino Heat shirt that was real similar to Scarface, which I still need to add that shirt to my actual collection. Because I really do need an Eddie shirt, and this shirt and the other shirt. And the day after he passed, that Monday Night Raw, everyone in the locker room was wearing this exact shirt. So I think it's really cool that they gave him the shirt. And I think this was the shirt he was wearing the night that he won that title. So that's really cool. But in terms of his articulation, we're still dealing with the same thing that we always have. You know, ball joint in the neck. His ab crunch actually goes pretty deep though, so I'll give them that. And it goes back this much. And they genuinely did give him the right torso too. I thought they were going to give him like a Triple H or something like that, and at that point I would have been extremely pissed because um, for the size that Eddie was in terms of height, he was pretty built, like he was pretty jacked. And that could have been, steroids probably because people were using steroids at that time. But he genuinely had this shape, like this was his body shape. So I'm glad that they got that right. I just can't get over that fucking head. Like that, that is just great. Like that little smirk he has is just, it's great. Um, no knee pads though, so you are able to actually get double jointed knees and do all that stuff. Now the real question is, can he do a frog splash? That is my genuine question. Can he do the frog splash? And I have to say he can. He can do the frog splash. Well, no, I think he kind of put his hands out in front of him. Man, it's been a while. Has been a while. I'm pretty sure he did the frog splash like this when he landed on someone. So, actually, no, you know what? He did put his hands out in front of him, like above his head, and then as soon as he hit, his opponent, then he spread out, is what he did. So I think if you do decide to do some toytography, you might be able to pull it off. But I mean, the thing now is that if Mattel decides to do like, I don't know, one of those Wreck and Slam like lowriders or something, I may genuinely need to buy one for him so that I have him in something, in his lowrider, because that was Eddie's thing. Like he always came out, even when he was champion, when he was IC champion, when he was one half of the tag champions with Chavo, when they were a tag team, and when he was world champion. And I'm pretty sure at some point he was US champion. I'm pretty sure he was US champion at some point, but I may be wrong. I think when he was IC champion, though, that's when he was with China. So maybe they'll give us that era of China since they're doing DX and then they're doing her WrestleMania when she won the women's title. I really hope that they give us that version of China because I do need her in my collection at some point. But yeah, I think overall, I think he's a really solid figure. I mean, I could have, recorded my final thoughts, like I did with the intro, but I think for my final thoughts, though, I think this is a really solid Eddie figure. We usually don't get Eddie figures like we should, and it's a damn shame because he's such an iconic wrestler, especially, with people that grew up watching the Ruthless Aggression era like I did. I mean, a lot of us grew up watching Eddie, so the fact that Mattel just doesn't do that many Eddie Guerrero figures is a damn shame. And I'm really pissed that they didn't give him this title. So, yeah, I hate to do it to Eddie, but I have to deduct some points because he doesn't come with the fucking title that he won at that time. So, yeah. But I think overall he's a very solid figure. Even with the nitpicks that I have with the fact that he didn't come with the title, I'm just glad that he came with, interchangeable hands and a soft good shirt. And I can't wait to display him on my shelf. I'm gonna find a place for him because he needs to be up there. But with that being said, that is my review for him. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want more Elite reviews, let me know because I still need to review. This Daniel Bryan, and I also need to review. Yeah, I need to review him too because my coworker bought him for me. without telling me. He got me this Matt Riddle, so I feel obligated to do a review of him. So let me know, and I'll review them. I'll find time to review them. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you again for watching, and Action Figure Addict 112 out.